So there's three kinds of people in the world when it comes to money. There's an investor, a trader, and a speculator. I am an investor. So the moment I started buying Bitcoin, I wasn't a trader. A trader is somebody who's going to buy it and sell it. A trader, like in real estate, is kind of a flipper. They buy a house to flip it. That's what traders do. And a speculator is a gambler. And I would say most people who are chasing Dogecoins and all this other stuff and Bitcoin, and they're speculators. They're all kind of gamblers hoping it'll go up. That's not what I do. So we at Rich Dad teach we don't say one is right or wrong. We're just saying there's three different types of investors. So I am an investor. I understand trading. That's what Andy Tanner and all those guys teach, is how you can make money going up and make money coming down. It makes no difference. So when Bitcoin crashed, I made more money. You see, and the guys who are losing money right now is because you're not a trader, you're a speculator. So don't say, oh, you hate Bitcoin. No, I think you're stupid. That's what I'm saying, but it doesn't mean I hate Bitcoin. Okay, so don't be a speculator, because those are gamblers out there. And real financial education should include why Bitcoin and gold and silver are going up and down. And one is because in 1944, there was a thing called the Bretton Woods Agreement. America had basically won World War II against the Japanese and the Germans and the Italians. So in 1944 at Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, the US government promised we will back the US dollar with gold. But as you know, the US lies a lot. So everybody in the world says, okay, we'll accept the dollar because it's as good as gold. So I wasn't born yet. And 1971 is when a man named President Nixon broke the promise. And the dollar came off the gold standard and it became dead. So the reason we have all this volatility with the Fed and the Treasury and Bitcoin and Dogecoin and all that is because of what happened here. So in 1971, the reason your father and I traveled the world teaching financial education is because this changed all the rules here. So what happened in 1964, I started buying silver. I was 16 or 17 years old. And in 1972, I started buying gold at $35 an ounce. But in 1971, it was illegal for Americans to own gold. And I was a pilot in Vietnam flying for the US Marine Corps. And I thought it was really strange that it was illegal for an American to own gold. Mm-hmm. So I became suspicious of the Federal Reserve Bank and the Treasury. So when I meet most Bitcoin investors, they don't trust the Fed and the Treasury either. They don't trust Biden. They don't especially like Kamala, and they don't trust Nancy. Bitcoin guys and women are rebels. Mm-hmm. And Rich Dad is a rebel brand. That's why I don't say go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, and invest for the long term in the stock market. I don't do any of that because I don't have to. So all you Bitcoin people out there, this is what I do. I save gold, I save silver, I save Bitcoin, Ethereum, and bullets. As I said, Bitcoin guys, they're, what's this big? Their minds are that small. I was just in Cancun, Mexico, and there was several Bitcoin millionaires in there. And they're all trying to get me to buy more Bitcoin. I said, why? It's high. That's like me buying Apple stock. It's too high. Mm-hmm. I want to wait till it crashes. So anyway, the reason I want to do this is because so many of those young guys out there about your age, they're Bitcoin millionaires. But as the market started to crash, they became afraid. And the reason for that is because they got rich being speculators. They got lucky. In 1971, I was on my way to Vietnam here. And gold at the time was $35 an ounce. It was illegal for Americans to own gold in 1971. See, Bitcoin and gold are in the same family. The reason I buy Bitcoin is the same reason I buy gold and silver. I don't save dollars. Why would I save something they can print? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay? So 1971, gold was $35. Silver was about $1.90 or $2. And then what happened is by 1974, President Gerald Ford made it legal for Americans to own gold. Up until that time, I was smuggling it in. I was a criminal bringing gold into the country. I was buying it in Hong Kong and sneaking it into the States. So I was a smuggler. But Gerald Ford changed that and it jumped to $100. So my $35 went up 3 times, let's say. And then by 1978, it was now 300. So the same thing was, so when I saw Bitcoin rising, I saw the same thing going on, except not as volatile. I mean, Bitcoin is much more volatile than gold, but this was the high point here, is around 1980, gold hit 650 an ounce. But there was a 2-day spike when it went to 850. And all the idiots jumped in. Gold's going up, gold's going up. And I watched all these guys who thought I was an idiot back here for buying it at 35. They jump in here, and the same thing just happened. It drops in 2000. This is 1980 when Reagan was in office. So it drops in 2000 to $312 an ounce. I don't know what silver was doing. I was still buying silver. I wasn't paying much. It was about $3 or so, $10. I don't remember. But I backed up the truck here. I was buying gold at about $350 a coin. I thought I died and went to heaven. And then what happened is 2008 came and the Great Reset hit, and gold for the first time hit 1,000. So it took from 1980, 20-something years to get to 1,000. Mm-hmm. So I was doing really, really well because I don't save dollars. I was saving gold and silver coins, eagles. And then what happened in 2011, it hit $18.95 an ounce. And then it dropped to, today it's around $18.73. So that's real markets. So Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin goes down, and all that stuff. It's not any different than gold. It's just more volatile because you guys are more tech savvy, and you can Reddit and GameStop and all that stuff, and you guys trying to corner the silver market. As I said, you guys are more sophisticated, you have more aware, but you don't have the experience yet. So keep going, but you'll get that experience. So my friends who are laughing at me here aren't laughing today. They're saying, well, how do I get gold? Today, you can't even buy gold.